Hey everyone, it's Christine here. Welcome to my channel and welcome to your full moon in Libra collective reading and also mini zodiac sign readings for each of you. I am clearing the energy again. I had a bit of a mishap with the cards and there was a fly here and I had to stop, and I just pulled two cards from the Moonology deck and I was just about to go into the first one. So we got the first deck pulled. Yeah, there was a fly that just knocked stuff out, but I'm not going to get into the fly. We will focus. I also wanted to briefly recap the full moon in Libra is happening this Saturday, April 16th at 2:56 p.m., which is Eastern Standard Time or New York time, New York City, as a point of reference. Let's dive in. I'm feeling, and I've already sensed, there's just a heaviness, a downward slide in energy levels. It's almost like a magnet with Aries energy and then the Libra energy that is the moon is starting to shift into soon. It's not yet in that sign, and many of you, your energy levels have gotten low. A lot of you want to speak and are having trouble speaking, like I am at this moment. There's a lot of things you want to say and to release, a lot of emotions. I'm feeling a lot of things coming up at this moment for you, and there's like healing elements. A lot of you are at the last vestiges of things that you thought you have healed, and triggers have come up, especially this week. But I feel like for many, this is the last layer, and it's also like a release of sorts. So let's dive into the reading. This was just intuitively what I felt. And I'll just add too, because I'm a Libra sun and rising, and I have a lot of other placements in Libra. I can just feel it. It's almost like you have a weighted blanket on your back. It's like a dense emotional energy, and just the lunar energy. Many people are very susceptible to full moon energy. You just may feel like, oh, you want to just get this off and start fresh. Saturday is your chance. This was the first card that I pulled from the Moonology Manifestation deck. Breathe through the tension. And this is literally what I'm feeling, but not tension up here, more so energetic and around us, and a lot of past energy tension. Many of you are releasing past energy on this full moon. And last week's weekly energy reading that I put out this past Monday, the theme was really about emotions and feelings and processing those, and a lot of release happening. And because we have the activating square in Pluto to the moon, which taps into Scorpio, there are a lot of things that are hidden, things that are coming up, things many of you maybe didn't know in relationships and circumstances, but particularly relationships because of the Libra, because of the sign this full moon is in, which is Libra, ruled by Venus, but also the 7th house of partnerships, relationships. Some of you are just really getting over and going through a lot. And so I feel more like this particular week, you're going to be releasing a lot of energies, past energies. Many of you have already gone through these situations, and for some, this is happening. And for a smaller percentage, this is something that's going to happen soon. But you see here, the full moon is right around the corner. And it's so peaceful. I even get Libra energy here, even though this is very much earth and water sign. And some of you may have placements in Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Mars, Mercury, or any other placement you intuitively feel guided to call or look into. But I feel like the tension is coming. It's coming to a stop, a break, and it's going to be released. Almost like there's a door at the end of this little canyon or ravine. They're going to open it and all that water flows out. And that is synonymous to our tears, our emotions and feelings. As this moon gets bigger, brighter, as it gets fuller in Libra. I said that totally astrologically incorrect. As the moon goes from void to the sign of Libra and moves into this, we're going to feel this amplify even more. The next card I got was New Moon in Gemini. The sibling sign of Libra. Think it through. Of course. Air signs are all about thinking. And so many of you have been thinking through whatever it is that you've been going through. I feel like it has to do with relationships, just because of the energy of this lunar cycle, but it could be about anything. For many of you, it's moves from home, different home situations. You changed jobs, and that led you to a new home. For many of you, it is exactly what I just said, a job change, career change. Some of you have just completed some type of schooling, workshop, learning, and you're starting a new chapter. So there's a lot of things that many of you have been thinking through the past week. And a lot of you are also receiving a lot of spiritual downloads at this moment. Many of you are connected. I feel like many of you have Pisces too in your chart. If you're watching this, some of you may resonate with that. Also Gemini. You see the top, there's almost like a rainbow. You know when you mix oil and water? That's what I feel. A lot of you are just very much connected to your spiritual team, to spirit, to the divine. Some of you may be working with those upper chakras. But your journeying is over. I get from the mountains. Some of you have been going through some tough times. But I feel like, with this opening here, and even here, it's almost like this is zooming into here. When they show the bird's eye view and then the mouse view. I don't know what the other view is called. This is what you see when you really focus in on one part of this mountain, this canyon. There's peace, actually. Things are blooming. It's quiet. Scorpio's just chilling out there, hanging out, taking on the Aries energy and being like, yep, I'm just basking and glowing in me. So I feel like a lot of these good things are coming for you all. A lot of you have traversed heavy situations, heavy energies. You have released these energies, and they are going to be, you have released them perhaps physically, and they are energetically going to be released with this full moon. Floodgates are opening, I feel. And this is calling you to really focus on the love you have for yourself. Turn inward for that way. Because Libra is about we instead of me. But I strongly felt in this intuitive reading about things to know about this upcoming full moon in Libra to really turn that around and put it on you. Because Libra energy is very generous with other people, one-on-one in partnerships and giving love away. It's time that you take a mirror and look at yourself and do that for yourself. Because you're your first partner. So you have to take care of yourself. Right now we're going to look at the Starseed Oracle, and I realized in many of my past readings, this is it. I've been calling Rebecca Campbell's other deck, I think it's Light Your something. I've been calling that the Starseed Oracle. I think I call her deck Starseed, but they're not all like that. So, correction there. And I haven't worked with this in a while, but I felt really called to use it in this week's reading for the full moon in Libra. Specifically, perhaps because it gives me like an air sign quality. I just feel that. Okie dokes. Let's see what guidance Starseed families and other beings have for us for this upcoming full moon in Libra. It popped out right away. Wow, the colors are very similar. Breath of the cosmos, my will to thy will, micromanaging the universe. She's like dancing. I immediately get air energy. I almost thought it was a tiger's head or like a lion. So some of you may have Leo in your chart. Do you see that? I immediately just get release. Even though it says micromanaging the universe, I feel like a lot of you have been trying to control things, but a lot of you are releasing. You're breathing through this. I think a lot of you have finally just made the earthly decision to let go of whatever situation you were dealing with, and especially people, relationships. I'm strongly getting, like I said, this full moon in Libra is all about releasing people that simply no longer vibe with you. Maybe you both have just changed in many ways. Your frequencies have changed. You've elevated for whatever reason. And here I'm just feeling like it's a surrender. A little bit different from what the card says. I don't feel like you all are micromanaging the universe. In the past, I feel that energy, but now And when I feel going forward, I'm not getting that. I feel like just a sigh of relief, a breath. You see the colors? Many of you are very tapped into the cosmos right now. Some of you do identify as starseeds. I immediately got Andromeda and Orion, and I got some others that don't exist here. And they don't always give me names. I don't always receive names from my guides, but I just saw like dark planets. I don't even know if they're planets. I'm not an expert in celestial bodies, but they look like planets, and they're far away, as we know it, I should say. I always have to wrap my head around light years and just the proximity, because I want to measure it in distance as we know it, and it's not. We can't. So a lot of you, I'm just feeling like a heavy weight is about to be released. I just felt like, I took a deep breath there. Some of you are very much connecting to other beings from the galaxy, and you're being guided right now. A lot of you are being guided by the universe, by spirit. So calm your mind in whatever way you can. For me, it's nature, taking a walk, just doing something where you don't have to think and be in your head like a Libra would or an air sign, because you will get messages from your guides in those unexpected moments when you're doing something where you don't have that intention of, okay, I'm ready for the download, I'm ready for the message, I'm waiting. You won't get it in those times. You're going to get it when you least expect it, and that's usually during quiet moments. A lot of you are receiving messages about confirmations. I'm getting validations, confirmations that you've asked for regarding different situations, especially with relationships. And a lot of you have left workplaces, toxic workplaces, but I'm getting just workplaces, change of career, but also because it was not a hospitable environment. It was negative, bad. Because we have the full moon in Libra, I pulled the love and relationships deck. So we'll see what pops out, what guidance we have. And I know relationships with others, any type, because Venus rules all of these types, and Libra partners with everyone, loves collaborating, communicating with everyone. It's important to also consider our role. So see what guidance Spirit has for us in this area for the upcoming full moon. Warmth. I focus on warmth and let it guide all my interactions. No matter how others behave, I choose to respond warmly. With warmth, I can melt any icy exterior. I can soften any hard feelings. I can microwave any pizza. Today I adopt the saying, kill 'em with kindness, and turn myself into a warm and loving serial killer. I've been seeing bears everywhere. This may be a spirit animal some of you connect with. I'm just also getting sanctuary. A lot of you are focused on your sanctuary right now, redoing it. Some of you have left long-time sanctuaries, long-time homes, and you're rebuilding. So this week, a lot of you are looking into that, and I'm feeling warmth, not just with people and connections, but with your home, connecting with your home. Some of you may have Cancer in your chart. This is really beautiful. When we can choose to respond versus react, no matter how other people may trigger us, it speaks more about ourselves and the amount of work we've done to heal. And it comes in waves. It doesn't happen all at once. So a lot of you are in this moment, I feel. I got that earlier with triggers. Some of you have been triggered in the past several weeks, and you're going to be, you're wondering, or you've been wondering, like, why? Because I thought I've worked on this. I thought I've healed. They're just last remnants, and sometimes the universe will test us to make sure that we learned what we needed to in that dynamic, in that interaction. I realized in retrospect I had that happen to me, and I'm like, oh, the universe is serious. Doesn't play around. Your guides, whoever is part of your spiritual team, when I say universe, it's all encompassing. They don't mess around. You're like, okay, I finally learned this lesson. I finally learned how to value myself, and up comes along, they drop, poof, someone into your sphere and you're like, wait a minute, why is this person acting this way? It's to kind of confirm on their end, like, did they really learn this lesson? So a lot of you are in that final stage, those last remnants, and a lot of you are releasing all of that. This is definitely a new cycle. And think back to the new moon in Libra back in October of 2021, what you all were calling in, because a lot of those things that you were calling in or you had set intentions for, you're seeing the fruitions right now. These things are culminating. Okay, we are pulling from the, oh, what deck is this? Angels. I have it down here. It's the Angels Guide deck, I believe. Did you guys see that? It just fell. I'm going to take them. I didn't even do anything. They just fell. We got 3 cards. Look at this. Hope, love, and acceptance. Love is yours. Of course, love had to come in here. I'm always talking about self-love, and love is yours. Recognize your divine worth. Choose loving thoughts. I get warmth here, too. Look at this. You all are calling in love just by loving yourself. You see this? This is, oh, I just get just a lot of beauty here. And I get solar plexus energy. A lot of you have been working on your confidence, your trust in yourself, because I will say the whole point of these energy readings and your spiritual path, it's not so much for external validation, although yes, when you're like, oh yes, universe confirmed it, it's always amazing to know that, what we were thinking, receiving, it was right on point, but it's about trusting yourself. I'm getting this energy too. There's a lot of hope here. When I said many of you have undergone a lot of, I'll just say shit with the mountains, a lot of challenges, many different areas of your life. I see it spread around evenly. There's hope at the other end of the tunnel. I see her with the sun, but also a lot of just light, abundance, beautiful things. This could also indicate summertime, something that's coming in the summertime. It could have something to do with the solar eclipse coming up at the end of the month. We'll see fruition around June, more or less, but summertime, I'm seeing a lot of things are coming up for you all in the collective. Love is yours. Recognize your divine worth. Choose loving thoughts. Am I not always talking about self-love here? And I even said that in the full moon in Libra, 3 things to know about it, reading. It's all about you. That lotus that's blooming, it's you. Of course, we got this. We have Mercury Retrograde coming up. I believe it's on May 10th. Don't quote me. Mercury, open communication. Get a weight off your chest. Speak up with love and be heard. I said this. I feel like I have to rewind this or go back, I should say. I feel like I said many of you want to speak up because I had trouble speaking. There's a lot of things many of you want to express and say, and you're going to get to do that with this full moon. There's a release coming. It's almost like this breath of the cosmos. Some of you have sighed a breath of relief because you're finally letting things go that no longer align with where you're going. And I strongly feel it has to do with people. But a lot of you, there's a lot of you are going to be expressing stuff, releasing things. Mercury, this is Virgo, Gemini energy. We just had Gemini here. Think it through. So some of you may have Gemini or Virgo in your chart. Wow, I need a better stand than putting these on 3 little oracle decks. Odin, psychic insight. Your third eye is open. See truth for what it is. Follow your intuition. Yep, I just mentioned earlier, a lot of you are getting downloads. A lot of downloads. And birds, look at that. That's just so synonymous, so representative of the air signs. I always get that. A lot of my spirit animals are birds. Crows, ravens, hummingbirds. So many of you have similar spirit animals. You guys may be getting messages from these types of birds, but also other animals. Some of you are working actively in your third eye, connecting with other beings from the cosmos, from other galaxies. Excuse me, it dropped. Every time I drop, I realize it causes like a sound echo. A lot of you are just very much tapped into your spiritual nature. So continue trusting and believing. Sometimes it could be hard. Some of you may be thinking, wow, that just seems so far-fetched. I don't think so. Trust it. Write it down. Trust it. Whatever first intuitive nudge you get, trust it. Oh, let me pull this one. So I have a Divine Abundance that I wanted to give you, a Divine Abundance Oracle deck. Oh, it just popped out. We got Worth. Whoa. Taps into the Taurus North Node. I feel like every reading there's something that's reminding us about our worth. Some of you have been actively working on your root chakra, your money, your finances, your home, your stability, your safety. Some of you have left unsafe situations, and that's very broad. It can mean different things to different people. But some of you have just left situations that no longer made you safe and relationships that no longer made you safe. Look at that. You see this tiger? I get Bengal tiger. A lot of transformation with the butterflies. A lot of you have been doing so much work on yourself. No wonder that we see the love and acceptance. It really taps in. You see things from a whole new perspective. The more you work on yourself, it bleeds into the self-love aspect. You start to value and look at yourself differently. You start to realize what an amazing person, human being you are, and all the gifts that you bring. It doesn't matter what you do, because what you do is not tied to who you are. On this earth, people mix up identity with who you are inside your heart. They're very different things. This is beautiful. Let me read it. You have been worthy to belong to love all along without any need to improve. In fact, you are love itself. Oh my goodness. Love everywhere. Look at this. A lot of you have been working on your self-love journey, focusing on worth. I'm getting strongly, many of you are going to be meeting a soul, I'll just say a romantic soul partner soon. I got that. And some of you are like, what? I wasn't calling in a partner. I don't care. I don't want to, And you're like, the thing is when you do so much work on yourself and you literally fall in love with yourself. It's not a selfish type of love or egotistical or narcissistic type of love. You just learn to really appreciate who you are. You know the value you bring into the world and you know what you're willing to accept. So you worked on your value, your self-love, your self-trust, and your boundaries. And it's important because you're not going to put up with shit anymore. And this isn't just for romantic relationships. These are all types of relationships, but I do get a romantic vibe here too. Many of you have been meeting new people as part of your friend groups as well. So I feel like you're gonna get more of that. A lot of that is coming forward, especially after this release of the full moon. Okay, we're gonna wrap up with the self-care. Gotta include it. It is so important to take care of ourselves. And this is an element of self-love when you care for yourself and you make time to do so. And especially with the Libra energy, it's easy to focus on others. This is a time to focus on you. Call in the archetype of love. Do something that you love. Remember, it doesn't have to be whatever social norms dictate or what beauty looks like or wearing pink or if you're a feminine energy. No. If you like going hiking and getting dirty, do that. If you like bird watching, do that. It's whatever brings beauty to your soul. That's the most important thing. Okay, what self-care messages do we have for everyone for the full moon in Libra? I heard sleep. Some of you haven't been getting a lot of sleep. I feel like that was directed at me. Some of you may need more sleep. Maybe you're going to incorporate a nap or go to bed earlier the rest of this week, but maybe on the full moon. Water is another element. Ooh, we got it turned over. Could it not ring any more air sign? Sing. This is all about using your vocal cords, your voice, speaking your truth. And we have 9 endings. Full moons are in a way a sort of endings because things culminate and we're releasing. And also completion. 9 may mean something for some of you. Some of you are singers. And this is a really wonderful way to just communicate. Sometimes when you're just not able to say what you want, you can sing it out. And that's a wonderful way to process emotions, actually. When you sing it out, there's different vibrations you can call in. And if you are well grounded in music theory, you can tap into different notes and frequencies to help heal different energy centers. I know I work a lot with the key of G because of the heart chakra. And I only sing for myself. That's private. No, you don't have to be whatever, a good, excellent singer. You sing for truly yourself to release, I should say, but also to relieve anything. This is total air sign. Wow. So this full moon, again, a lot of you are finally going to release this massive weight. A lot of things are just coming up. You're getting a weight off your chest, not just by expressing yourself through your words, vocally. Some type of communication is going to help. But many of you are literally releasing tension, stress, a physical and energetic weight. It's gone. A lot of you can breathe now. I just feel like a sigh of relief. You're getting massive downloads at this time, so really trust yourself. Truly, I say that. And I caution you about looking constantly at other readings or getting other readings, whatever that means to you, to validate what you say. Keep a journal or put it on your iPhone notes or Android notepad. I don't know what it's called in Android. Or write it down anywhere. Scraps and just put it in a jar. Trust yourself. This is key of any reading I will tell you. Trust yourself. Finally, a lot of you have done the work. You were all busy during winter season, especially Pisces, I'm hearing. A lot of you have been doing major, major healing, and it's showing. Your self-love quotient is just like boom. Look at it. It's like that lotus. It was a little bulb before, and now it's blossoming. And because of that, you are attracting, I have to say it, many of you are attracting love partners, but also beautiful, abundant opportunities, blessings, miracles coming your way. Because you all finally realized your worth. This is huge. I'm so excited for you. I feel so happy as a fellow Libra. I am sending you all hugs. Lots of good wishes for this full moon. I hope it's a cathartic release. And I'm going to do your short readings separately. See you soon.